Angola, on the west coast of southern Africa, boasts a diverse landscape, from arid deserts in the south to lush rainforests in the north and a fertile plateau in between. Its coastline stretches over 1,600 kilometers with serene beaches and bustling ports. Angola's wealth lies in its abundant natural resources, especially oil and diamonds. These resources have shaped its economy and history. Angola's strategic Atlantic coast has made it a trade crossroads. Today, Angola stands at a crossroads looking towards a hopeful future. To understand modern Angola, one must delve into its rich past. Long before the arrival of Europeans, the region was populated by various Bantu groups who migrated from Central Africa. These migrations, spanning centuries, brought with them diverse cultures, languages and traditions that continue to shape Angola's social fabric. Among the most significant of these groups were the Mbundu people, who established the powerful Kingdom of Congo in the 14th century. The Kongo Kingdom, centered in modern-day northern Angola, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, became a major regional power, renowned for its sophisticated political system, vibrant artistic traditions, and extensive trade networks that stretched as far as present-day Angola, Gabon, and the Republic of the Congo. The arrival of the Portuguese in the late 15th century marked a turning point in Angola's history. Initially, relations between the Portuguese and the Kongo Kingdom were based on trade, with ivory, copper, and textiles being exchanged. However, the discovery of the Americas and the burgeoning transatlantic slave trade would soon cast a dark shadow over this relationship. The Kongo Kingdom, initially resistant to the slave trade, found itself increasingly drawn into its insidious web. Over time, the demand for slaves fueled conflict and instability within the kingdom, weakening its social fabric and ultimately leading to its decline. The Portuguese, driven by their insatiable appetite for slaves, gradually expanded their influence in the region. They established Luanda as a major slave trading post in the 16th century, and from this strategic port, they orchestrated the forced migration of millions of Africans to the Americas. Angola, with its strategic location and vast hinterland, became a major hub in this horrific trade. The impact of the slave trade on Angola was devastating. It decimated populations, tore apart families, and sowed seeds of discord among communities. The Portuguese, seeking to maintain their control, employed brutal tactics, exploiting existing rivalries, and pitting ethnic groups against each other. The legacy of the slave trade continues to cast a long shadow over Angola. It left behind a society deeply scarred by its brutality, with its social fabric torn and its economy in ruins. The arbitrary borders drawn by the Portuguese during the scramble for Africa further exacerbated ethnic tensions, creating a volatile mix that would later contribute to the country's protracted civil war. The fight for Angola's independence was, in many ways, a struggle to overcome the deep wounds inflicted by centuries of colonial exploitation and the dehumanizing legacy of the slave trade. The winds of change sweeping across Africa in the mid-20th century ignited a fervent desire for self-determination in Angola. The Angolan people, weary of oppression and fueled by a burning desire for freedom, rose up against their colonial overlords. The fight for independence, however, would prove to be a long and arduous journey. Several nationalist movements emerged, each with its own vision for an independent Angola. The three main groups leading the charge were the Popular Movement for the Liberation of Angola, MPLA, the National Front for the Liberation of Angola, FNLA, and the National Union for the Total Independence of Angola, UNITA. The struggle for independence, which began in 1961, was marked by violence and bloodshed. The Portuguese, determined to cling to their colonial possession, waged a brutal campaign against the liberation movements. The conflict drew in external actors, with the Soviet Union and Cuba supporting the MPLA and the United States and South Africa backing the FNLA and UNITA. Despite the overwhelming odds, the Angolan people's determination never wavered. Finally, in 1975, Portugal, weakened by internal strife and international pressure, granted Angola its independence. Section 5, A Nation Divided. The Angolan Civil War, 1975 to 2002. The euphoria of independence was short-lived, as Angola descended into a brutal civil war that would last for almost 3 decades. The three liberation movements, once united in their fight against Portuguese rule, turned on each other, each vying for control of the newly independent nation. The MPLA, with its Marxist-Leninist ideology and backing from the Soviet Union and Cuba, gained control of the capital, Luanda, and much of the country. UNITA, led by Jonas Savimbi, and the FNLA, with support from the United States and South Africa, waged a protracted guerrilla war against the MPLA government. The Angolan Civil War was a complex and multifaceted conflict. It was a proxy war fueled by Cold War rivalries, with the superpowers using Angola as a battleground for ideological and strategic dominance. It was also a struggle for control of Angola's vast natural resources, particularly its oil and diamond reserves. The war had a devastating impact on Angola and its people. It resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people, displaced millions more, and crippled the country's infrastructure and economy. The conflict also left behind a legacy of trauma, mistrust, and division that continues to haunt Angola today. Section 6, From War to Reconstruction, the MPLA and the Rise of João Lourenço. The year 2002 marked a turning point in Angola's history. The death of UNITA leader Jonas Savimbi led to a peace agreement, ending the civil war. Angola faced the task of rebuilding a nation shattered by conflict. The MPLA emerged as the dominant political force. In 2017, João Lourenço was elected president. Lourenço pledged to tackle corruption and diversify the economy. Section 7. Challenges on the road to progress: corruption, inequality, and unemployment. Despite the progress made since the end of the Civil War, Angola continues to face a number of challenges. Corruption remains endemic, hindering economic growth and discouraging foreign investment. The country's oil wealth, while a blessing in many ways, has also fueled corruption and created a culture of dependency. Inequality is another major challenge. While a small elite has benefited immensely from Angola's oil boom, the vast majority of the population continues to live in poverty. Access to basic services such as healthcare, education, and clean water remains limited, particularly in rural areas. Youth unemployment is a pressing concern. Angola has a young and rapidly growing population, but job creation has not kept pace. Many young people, lacking opportunities at home, risk their lives attempting dangerous journeys across the Mediterranean Sea to Europe in search of a better future. Addressing these challenges is crucial for Angola to achieve its full potential. Tackling corruption, promoting inclusive economic growth, and investing in education and job creation are essential for building a more just and equitable society. Section 8. Building a brighter future. Infrastructure and economic diversification. Recognizing the need to break free from its dependence on oil, Angola has embarked on an ambitious program of economic diversification. The government is investing in sectors such as agriculture, tourism, mining, and manufacturing, aiming to create a more resilient and sustainable economy. Infrastructure development is a key pillar of Angola's diversification strategy. The country is investing heavily in upgrading its transport networks, including roads, railways, ports, and airports. These investments are crucial for connecting producers to markets, attracting foreign investment, and creating jobs. The agricultural sector, with its vast potential, is a major focus of diversification efforts. Angola has abundant fertile land and a favorable climate, making it suitable for a wide range of crops. The government is providing support to farmers, improving access to credit, and promoting modern agricultural practices. Tourism is another sector with enormous potential. Angola boasts stunning natural beauty, from its pristine beaches to its lush rainforests and wildlife-rich national parks. The government is investing in tourism infrastructure and promoting Angola as a destination for ecotourism and cultural tourism. Economic diversification is not without its challenges. It requires significant investment, a skilled workforce, and a conducive business environment. However, Angola's commitment to diversification is a positive sign, signaling its determination to build a more resilient and sustainable economy for the future. Section 9. Angola on the rise: regional leadership and the promise of youth. Angola, with its strategic location and young population, has the potential to become a major player on the African continent. It is playing an assertive role in regional diplomacy, mediating conflicts and promoting stability, Angola's youthful population is its greatest asset. These young people are eager to contribute to their country's development. They are tech-savvy, entrepreneurial, and optimistic about the future. Empowering youth through education and job opportunities is essential. Investing in its people, Angola can fulfill its promise and lead in Africa.